The reason I really got started into officiating primarily was probably because of my love of the game. After I graduated from Eastern, moved to Louisville, Kentucky, and started a career with Ford Motor Company. And a year after that, I had a neighbor of mine by the name of Jim Walls. He and I decided to go to a local city-county all-star game in Louisville. And while we were there watching the game, for some reason, I got fixated on the officials. I started watching the officials work there, and I turned over to Jim and I said, "Jim, I bet I could do that." And he said, "You can do what?" I said, "I bet I could officiate and I could probably do it better than they're doing it." And he said, "Well, why don't you give it a try?" And I said, "I believe I will." I went in the telephone directory and I found the local high school association, which was the KFOA, which stands for Kentuckiana Football Officials Association. I called them, got an application, applied, and I was accepted. And I started officiating that year. My most memorable moment in officiating, it would be a game. The third Saturday in October, 1993. The annual game between the University of Tennessee and Alabama. It was held at Legion Field in Birmingham on a Saturday night, nationally televised evening game. When we got out on the field, you could tell everybody was hyper. The coaches were hyper, the teams were hyper, and the fans, they were berserk, okay? We had the kickoff, and the doggone players, they were just mouthing off like mad. Just mouthing, all right? And we did this for about the first two quarters. After halftime, the teams come back out on the field, and there wasn't one word being said. Both teams came on the field, lined up, and started at it. Hard-knocking football, okay? They were absolutely changed at halftime. The final score of the game was 17-17, which is still the only game that the University of Alabama has ever tied. The part of officiating that has given me the most gratification is, besides being with my fellow officials before the game, during the game, and after the game, the thing that has excited me the most in officiating has been the excitement that the players have when they have a big play. Example, wide receiver goes down the field, goes up in the air, the ball is 3-4 feet over his head. He jumps up, catches the ball, comes down, 1 foot in, he's out of bounds. NFL, 2 feet in, he's out of bounds, okay? And that's a super play. Those things really excite me. I get excited because the players get excited because they make a great play, and that has always excited me. It takes a village to raise a kid, and in life you have the same thing. I've had a lot of people who've been very influential in different stages of my career. Kurt Davis and a gentleman by the name of Carl Smith. Then I went on to the Midwest Officials Association, a great group of guys. That was a guy named Ken Anthony, Clarence Bell, Wilbur Hackett Sr., Buster Coleman, Howard Turley. I had a lot of guys in the SEC who were very influential to me. Al Ford, Dick Burleson, Rom Gilbert, Prince Pollard, Nate Anderson. And I had a lot of people, and in each level there was someone different. They were always there to help. I still call them today. I have the utmost respect for my family. I have 3 daughters, okay? And all 3 of my daughters went from the baby carrier to adulthood while I officiated. Consequently, I missed a lot of fall activities that my daughters were in middle school, junior high school, and high school. The thing that is most important that was my wife, Patricia. Patricia wore 2 hats, okay? And when I was gone, she put that other hat on and did what had to be done to get them to and from wherever they had to go. As they got older and I carried them to games with me. I carried my daughters to SEC games with me. And 2 of my 3 daughters also went to SEC schools. I had one daughter that went to the University of Tennessee, and I had a daughter that went to Vanderbilt. The only problem with that was one year I was assigned to work the Tennessee game while both of my daughters were in school. It was a most uncomfortable week for Dad at home with my daughters. But we survived, okay? And we are family, and we love each other, respect each other, and we'll do anything for each other. There are 3 things that you need to develop when you become an official, and I don't care at what level you're at. One is self-discipline. You need to know what to do and keep a schedule of doing it. You need to be focused on what you're doing whenever at whatever level, whatever sport you're doing. Focus on what you're doing, and you have to have the courage to do it. Being selected into the Alabama Hall of Fame is a very humbling honor for me, for the simple fact that the people who voted me in are people who have walked, jogged, or have run on the same fields that I have. And I would like to say thank you.